Much. Great to be here today. My pleasure. I will look forward to share with you my perspective on digital innovation and how that is disrupting our industries. And I hope you don't mind, I will do the speech in English because non capisco l'italiano. So I will stay to English. Digital disruption is actually not something which is new. If you look at 1924, this is how ice was produced back then. A complete industry of people working in the fields, producing ice, putting it all together, and distributing it. And this is how we get our ice nowadays. At the press of a button, you have your ice. It's there. A complete industry vanished. If you look at how we used to store data, in the nearer terms, this is how we used to store data on floppy disks. Who of you, can we still see it? Yeah. So who of you has been using these floppy disks? Can I see some hands? Wow. I see everybody, very good. I also have used that one, the 3.5 inch. And this is how we store our data nowadays. It's in the cloud. It's highly scalable. It's very flexible. It's a fraction of the price and very secure. A complete industry vanished again. And if we come closer to our time nowadays, these are some of the industries that are being disrupted highly. So if you look at the financial services sector, all the big financial institutions, it all started with the payments industry. That's where the big guys like PayPal, Stripe, Adyen, and all the others have come in and disrupted the payments industry. And it's actually moving also in the financial services to many other parts. If you look at the lending side, I would say, who needs a bank? The Lending Club is there. It's the biggest peer-to-peer lending platform in the world. If you want a loan, go there and you get it. If you look at investment management, who needs a fancy investment manager that's sitting in his fancy car and his fancy office and charging you a bomb if Whitebox can give you an AI-based, advanced analytics-driven solution to do investment management? And probably with the fundamental and technical analysis that can be done through AI, it will be much better and more efficient as well. So if you look at the insurance side of it, let me give you another example. Simple Assurance is giving you a one-click experience in buying product insurances. It's a great solution. It's very tedious. It used to be very tedious, opening up a complete new market, also disrupting there. And I can go on. If you go look at the legal side, the law side, the big legal firms are also being disrupted. You see, startups like Ignition Law are out there. They're bringing cloud-based solutions, offering it in web-based solutions as well, and giving you the expertise in legal when you need it, as you need it, at a fraction of the price. And also there, AI, advanced analytics, big data techniques are put in place to make the life of these legal advisors much easier and much faster. The same goes for healthcare. Doctors and hospitals are being disrupted. You see companies like Pager coming in, complete new disruptors in this space, and bringing in, again, cloud-based solutions, AI-based solutions, and giving you the doctor that you want, when you want it, at a fraction of the price. So this is what is happening. The complete value chain of industries is being reshaped. And that's called disruption. Now, and of course, this is just a fraction of it, because all your industries and mine are also being disrupted. So the thing here is now, should we sit and wait and let ourselves be disrupted, or do we take it on as an opportunity? And I think you can take it on as an opportunity. This is how we are dealing with it in Innogy and approaching this whole digital transformation and also the digital disruption. So it all starts in this very simple 5-step approach. It starts by looking at your value chain, the value chain of your industry. So if you apply it to energy, the value chain of an energy company is very simple. It actually starts with producing energy. Hopefully we do it through renewables. That's how we like to do it in Innogy, and not nuclear and all kinds of brown coal stuff. And then you have the grid companies, which are there. So they distribute the energy. And then finally it goes for retail. It goes to consumption with B2B and B2C customers. So that's the very high-level value chain of an energy company. Now the question is, how can we disrupt that? How can we improve the value chain 10x? That's the question. So here, we need to start off with several digital new technologies, disruptive technologies, that you can test and put to work in proof of concepts, see if they add bottom line value, and scale them if need be, and scale them across the organization. This sounds so easy, But it's actually not. So think of these new digital technologies around blockchain. Think of applications that are there. Financial services is actually one of the, I would say, industries that are really apt for it, for blockchain applications, and the same goes for energy as well. But you can think of many other applications in other industries as well to really streamline and improve 10x. Also think of artificial intelligence, advanced analytics, big data techniques, AR, VR, robotics. There's tons of IoT data. So all things don't start with the technology. Let me remind you there. The starting point should be how can we disrupt our own business? And how can we improve our business and drive impact? For those of you who are in a customer-centric environment, so you want to put those digital innovations to use to actually drive customer excellence, to drive a digital experience for your customers that really give them a seamless experience. So build on digital value-added services. These digital technologies are also giving a lot of data. They're generating a lot of data because the connected world that we live in now, tons of sensors out there that generate petabytes of data. So what are we doing with that data? Can we drive data insights from them? Can we think of new business models around those data insights? And also, can we use those data insights to actually look at opportunities, data-driven business models across industries? That's, for me, the big challenge here. And last but not least, if you want to really realize that, you have to also work on your digital DNA. In the Innogy case, we have 42,000 employees. So, digitally upskilling them can be very tedious. So we have to focus there. It will take me a decade to get everybody as digital natives, and probably it will not be done then. So you have to bring in those digital natives, also from outside in. We heard that yesterday as well in some of the speeches. The other thing is also working together to build your digital DNA with startups. So partnerships are extremely important. So work with startups to bring them in very specific use cases and infect your own staff with it. And then the other thing I want to mention here is also very important that we actually start working together with big tech companies. Don't be afraid of them. Work together smart with them. That's my credo there. So, talking about big tech companies, the GAFAs of this world, and you can add many other acronyms there as well, the Google, Apples, Facebooks, and Amazons of this world. There's a couple of learnings that we have from them and that we can also apply into our industries, I feel. So they have all started with a great customer experience and a great UI and UX in delivering in their products and services, right? They have also created a network-based multiplier effect, which is happening. So what you see there, that every additional member of this network that gets added makes the total network actually much smarter. Yeah? What they've all done also is they've been applying artificial intelligence on top of it to drive even faster learnings and drive even faster product developments and new services being developed. So what does this give them? And of course, you also see a free/freemium model also being applied to really drive scale very fast. Data-driven insights on top of that, and then all of a sudden, you can do crazy things. So think of Google, who started off with AdWords as a search company, AdWords still being a huge part of their bottom line, developed into an advertising technology company, and now is in autonomous cars. Can you imagine that step being made? So it's crazy. So those are things that we have to keep in mind and see how we can learn from that and apply this also in our industries. So how to apply this in your industry? Let me give you a very simple example on how we are doing this actually in the energy space, in Innogy. It starts actually at the heart here is the smart meter. So the smart meter is something which is rolled out across Europe in all member states. Some countries are faster than others. And in this respect, I want to actually applaud Italy, because Italy has the highest penetration of the EU in terms of smart meter rollout. So that's really awesome. That's great. I think that's an asset. So what you do with that asset is actually you start disaggregating data. So data disaggregation, use algorithms to get the energy pattern of this smart meter, get that in real time, close to real time, 2-second data. But with that, you are able to look and give insights back to your customers to tell them not only how much their monthly bill is and how much electricity they're consuming, but you can now also tell them which devices are actually consuming how much of energy. So that's the data disaggregation part that comes in. So you can tell them, I'm sorry, it's in German. I'm not overcomplifying things, hopefully. So what you can tell them is like, your energy bill, you have 200 kilowatts of energy, and it's actually spent by your fridge, your oven, your microwave, et cetera, et cetera. So that disaggregation we can give them. So that is insights to the customers, which gives engagement. Because, let me be frank, electricity is not a very sexy topic. It's something customers maybe spend 9 minutes in a year on, and maybe not always in a very happy way, because they get a bill shock, huge bill. So this creates engagement with them. And also, you can go into hour-by-hour view. So seeing like, hey, how much of what am I doing, and what kind of electricity effect is that giving? So this may look like very nice, but it's not there yet. I want bigger things. So for me, this is an ecosystem approach, a data-driven ecosystem approach that we have to think of here. So what do we do now? The thing is that with all these data insights, we can tap into industries which are beyond electricity and beyond energy. So what am I doing now? I'm actually, when you turn on your washing machine, I know it. When you use your washing machine 20 times, we also know it. So what do you need after having used your washing machine 20 times? Anybody want to guess? Detergent powder. That's what you need after 20 times. So can I, together with the FMCG guys, partner, work together, and offer a direct subscription-based model to deliver, as and when you need it, the detergent powder at home? Those are things we are doing right now. So this is, over industries looking at, so why do these FMCG guys want to do this together with me? It's very simple. Cut out the retailer. That's what they want. Direct relationships with customers. That's what they want. Same thing we're doing also in the white goods. I can do, through the data disaggregation, see if your washing machine is energy efficient or not. If it's highly energy efficient, then it's fine. If it's not, we can make you an offer for a new machine, which you have a good ROI on. And the last example I want to give is the elderly care. And there's, of course, many more use cases around this data. But the elderly care is also one which is very important, which we find very important as a company to be part of. Because this smart meter data actually gives you the opportunity to see what kind of routines people have. If you look at the EU population, it's graying, and people actually want to live home, and even if they're 80 plus or 90. So you, as a son or daughter, want to also see if your mother is actually doing fine. So what you can do in a very non-intrusive way, understand the patterns. So your mother wakes up in the morning, takes a shower, turns on the lights, takes a coffee, etc. Those are patterns. If the pattern is disrupted, we can easily give a message to you and say, hey, the pattern is disrupted. You want to give your mother a call and see if everything's fine? So in a very non-intrusive, low-cost way, we enter also the elderly care market. So that's, considering the time, I will leave it at that. Hope that has given you some piece of thought to look beyond your industry, look beyond the data insights which are there, and work together and drive partnerships to disrupt yourself and not be disrupted. Thank you very much.